is going broke. Kylie's in trouble. Kylie is a flop. It's Kylie's downfall. And I was like, whoa, could it be true? Could Kylie Jenner, aka the self-made billionaire, really be experiencing her own financial downfall? Could the reign of King Kylie really be over?
Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you are meeting me for the first time, my name is Clevy and it is so nice to meet you. This video popped up on my feed and I'm like, what is going on? It is a thumbnail. I'm like, what did my girl do again? And we are seeing riches to rags, the end of Kylie Jenner. Kylie. What is going on? Let's check this out.
I know. I didn't think I was going to be making another video with Kylie
Shout
Jenner
out to Stephanie.
either, but here we are. I am as horrified as you are. It all started the other day when I was minding my own business, flicking through YouTube, searching
Just
for
like
something
I am.
while I ate my lunch, and all I could see in my suggested video section was bam, bam, bam. Kylie is going broke. Kylie's in trouble. Kylie is a flop. It's Kylie's downfall. And I was like, whoa, could it be true?
What is going
Kylie
on?
Jenner, aka the self-made billionaire, really be experiencing her own financial downfall? Could the reign of King Kylie really be over? And if you're sitting here watching this about to jump on your keyboard like, stop bashing women! I don't believe you have to support someone just because they are the same gender as you. I really want to support her. She's a fellow Leo. I mean, we have the same birthday. I appreciate her hustle, but this furor I'm seeing on social media is not surprising when her business ventures are starting to come across just a little bit desperado, a touch scammy, and a wee bit greedy. First, we had the humiliating drama with Forbes magazine, who initially applauded Kylie for becoming a self-made billionaire, then realized they'd been played for fools by Kylie and her team, and released the most scathing article known to man, basically calling Kylie a...
Hold on. Talking about, oh my God, I just remembered this. When we were talking about self-made, someone run me the definition in the comment section. Come on. I don't know if I was the only one with this thinking. When you talk about self-made, I am thinking from grass to grace, from nothing to something, not from something to something bigger. Yo. So run it by me. What do you understand by self-made? Let me know in the comment section.
liar, a snake, and a cheat. Just not in those exact words. I remember witnessing the Forbes debacle like through my fingertips. I was literally cringing down to my toes. When the initial article came out with Kylie posing proudly on the
but that cover was
Forbes ranked
beautiful.
Kylie as number 27 on their list of richest self-made women. At the age of 20, she was worth $900 million, they proclaimed. What an achievement. So impressive. Kylie posted a picture of the cover on her Instagram with the caption, "I can't believe I'm posting my very own Forbes cover. Thank you for this article and the recognition. I am so blessed to do what I love every day. I couldn't have dreamt this up." Except you did dream it up. It was all bullshit. Not to mention, calling Kylie self-made is a bit of a stretch. If you called Kim self-made, okay, that's questionable, but it's a little bit more plausible. She did at least create her own fortune, albeit with the help of her conniving, money-hungry momager. But Kylie has basically ridden Kim's coattails through life. She was born into wealth, privilege, and fame. This is not a started at the bottom and now we're here kind of story. This is more of a started at the top, and with a lot of help, I'm still at the top kind of thing.
I'm Kylie Jenner and I am the founder of Kylie Cosmetics. Starting a company on my own and it being so big from the beginning.
Anyway, in a mortifying expose, Forbes stripped Kylie of her billionaire status and very publicly denounced her and her team for inflating her earnings in order to achieve Forbes fame.
Wow.
For years, she has lied and exaggerated just how successful she really is.
When Kylie's cover in July 2018, a reporter did have some doubts about the numbers her camp was claiming. But we were provided with proof in the form of tax returns that Kylie herself signed.
While we can't prove that those tax returns the Jenners sent us were fake, we're pretty sure now that they were. It's clear that for years, the Jenners have been lying.
Forbes alleged that Kris Jenner told them that Kylie earned $360 million in sales in 1 year alone. Very impressive. Except that that was a lie. She actually earned about $125 million.
It was a lie?
Which is nothing to sniff at.
It's still huge.
It is a rather large exaggeration of her earnings. Like, it's over... She's doubled it. Kylie and her team also allegedly had the audacity to inform Forbes that her skincare line, Kylie Skin, earned $100 million in sales in its first 6 weeks. This would also be very inspiring if it were true, but it wasn't. She actually earned less than $25 million, which is still a lot of money, but not exactly 100.
The numbers just don't add up. They told us that the skincare line had done $100 million in revenue in just 2 months. In reality, it hadn't even done $25 million in 6 months.
Clearly put out by the fact that Kylie and her team essentially made fools of them, Forbes went on to claim that Kylie and her team have lied about her earnings every single year since 2016, including having her accountant draft tax returns with falsely inflated numbers. Like, surely that's some kind of crime. Is that not illegal? So essentially it was a whole load of bullshit and lies and inflated numbers in order to make Kylie seem more successful and wealthy than she actually was. And I'm just like, why? Is it to make people jealous of you? Like what? Like genuinely, what is the point of all that? Anyway, Forbes was not done. They also alleged that Kylie's business has been steadily declining, falling by half a
Forbes
in 1 year alone.
Forbes will hurt you.
Kylie Cosmetics is not nearly as big of a business or as successful of a business as they spent years leading the entire world, including Forbes, to believe.
I bet Kylie's extremely glad that she sold her business onto Coty before it bit the dust, just like every other Kardashian-Jenner business before it. More on that later. It's this kind of dodgy, scammy behavior that the Kardashian-Jenner clan is becoming known for, and it usually spells the impending downfall of a celebrity or influencer when this begins to happen. Because let's not forget that the whole reason Kylie launched her lip kits in the first place was because she claimed that her newly plump pout wasn't fillers, but lip liner.
Lip liner definitely changed.
Yes. Remember this.
You know that lip liner can increase your lip size by 1,253%?
When we asked our Remix readers what they wanted to know from Kylie, is they just said she has the most amazing lips. Tell us her secret. How does she get these beautiful lips?
Well, the color. Everyone thinks I use like one certain color. So I use like 6 different colors all the time. So yeah.
Quite frankly, she was sick of everyone speculating about her lips. When it was obviously just this MAC lip liner, her fans lapped it up. Her favorite MAC lip liner underwent a worldwide shortage. Now, obviously, in the background, we have Kris Jenner, who is watching all this going on, and she's like, ding, 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 I have an idea. So in her fashion, she capitalized on the interest in Kylie's lips. Enter the Kylie Jenner lip kits. But that wasn't enough. The hype around Kylie Jenner's lips was huge, but not huge enough. They had to find a way to make Kylie's foray into the world of cosmetics a rip-roaring success. So what did they do? They made sure to order the tiniest amount of stock possible. Forbes actually alleged that there were only 15,000 lip kits made during the initial launch. Now, to me and you, 15,000 probably seems like a lot. To a celebrity and influencer of Kylie's scale, 15,000 is pittance. So of course, when the 15,000 lip kits sold out in under a minute, as was always the plan, Kylie of course acted all shocked and humbled by the success. I mean, maybe she didn't realize that only 15,000 lip kits had been ordered, but when I watch this kind of footage back, I cringe.
This is just so exciting. Dolce is the first to go. Candy is the second to go.
Wow.
Coco sold out.
And
Posey sold out. Yeah.
Posey.
True Brown and Mary Jo. Kylie's live! Yes!
Girl, of course they did. You're a celebrity with hundreds of millions of followers. So if you only order a tiny amount of stock, of course they're going to sell out immediately.
To say Kylie Jenner's lip kits are in high demand is an understatement at this point, because literally 1 minute after they went on sale for the second time, they were sold out. There was even a countdown at the 10-minute mark, and when the clock hit 9 a.m., poof, 9:01 comes around and they were sold out again.
Wow.
Even possible.
It's not just Kylie who does this. It's actually a really popular marketing strategy. Loads of influencers and brands use this because it works. Order a tiny amount of stock, which you know will immediately sell out, thus creating hype and demand around your product. It creates a sense of urgency. It makes people think that the product is more popular than it is and they are desperate to get their hands on it. Sorry to interrupt, but if you're not following me on Instagram, why? I post there very often. I post there more than I do on YouTube, and if you want to speak to me in person, that's a place to do it because you can send me a DM. Then she or someone on her team had the daft idea to launch Kylie Swim. I mean, this should have done well, right? Kylie herself is always pictured on Instagram in barely their bikinis. It's an easy sell. It should have been a huge success. After all, how difficult could it be to stitch together a few bits of material in order to create a bikini? Well, too difficult for Kylie and her team, apparently. Kylie's skin was dragged for being cheap quality, see-through in the water, and sloppily put together.
Wow.
These suits are so sheer that you can literally read the care instructions through them. First of all, there's just no coverage at all down here. Like, I tried to wear this without the bodysuit. I was flossed. Front, just flossed. This one has just got to be the worst. First of all, the yellow. Let's also take a moment for where this is falling on my chest. Like, this is where my are, and that's literally 1 inch of fabric. Like, any slight movement, and I'm out.
How on earth did she and her team even give this the go-ahead? If your swimsuits can't even get their shit together when they touch water, what is the point of them? You're a swimsuit. You have one job. Keep my nips, my foof, and my butthole hidden when I'm swimming. What is the point of wearing swimmers at all if you're showing off your bits anyway? Needless to say, Kylie Swim was a fail and was neatly swept under the rug like it never happened, which is becoming a bit of a habit in the Kardashian-Jenner household. When it comes to the Kardashian clan in particular, they are doing the absolute most whilst doing the absolute least. It's like brand after brand after brand after launch after launch after launch, and it has been going on for years. Most of them have ended up embarrassing little failures which get neatly swept under the rug like they never happened, and they move on. This maintains the illusion that the Kardashians are the ultimate successful businesswomen. But let's take a peek behind the curtain, shall we? Let's just shatter this illusion for a second. Here is a list of all the business ventures that Kylie and her sisters have embarked upon that have been absolute miserable failures. Let's have a little quiz and see how many you remember. Tell me in the comments down below. First, we had the Kardashian card. This was Kim, Kourt, and Khloe's attempt at selling their fans a prepaid debit card. But unfortunately for the Kardashians, the Kardashian card was heavily criticized for targeting young teenagers and charging extortionate fees. It was taken off the market before it even properly launched. The sisters were then sued by the Kardashian card partner company for $75 million. Then came the Bebby clothing line. The Kardashians launched a 5-season clothing range with the fashion retailer Bebby.
This is the first out of 5 seasons that me, Kourtney, and Khloe are collaborating with BB, and I'm so excited for everyone to see the line because we've worked really hard at it, and I think it really well represents our personalities. I mean, it's sexy and tight-fitting dresses, but edgy and feminine. I'm excited.
Later the same year, Bebby announced that they were dropping the line. Bebby's official statement stated that although the sisters do still have relevance, at Bebby they need to move with fashion, and they want to be first in the fashion world with everybody else and not fall behind. They are definitely assessing the situation. How embarrassing. I feel like that is the most backhandedly harsh statement ever. Anyway, not to be outdone, the Kardashians then launched their own fashion line, Kardashian Collection.
This has always been our dream. Not the fame, the fashion. And with our Kardashian collection at Sears, we're able to create great fashion for a surprisingly affordable price, so you can look and feel fabulous every day. The Kardashian collection only at Sears.
This was set to be a huge success. It was projected to earn the sisters between $200 and $300 million per year. Unfortunately, this didn't exactly happen. What did happen, on the other hand, is that the Kardashians were slammed for manufacturing their line in some of the worst sweatshops renowned for their mistreatment of their workers. Even the executive director of the Institute for Global Labor and Human Rights weighed in on the disaster that was the Kardashian collection, saying the Kardashians are in bed with some pretty bad people. Anyway, not to be left in the dust, they tried again. The sisters then launched the Kardashian Glamourtan. There's not much to say about this except it was a flop. Then came Chroma Beauty. This was a makeup line. Surely this would do well. Out of all their failed businesses, surely this one would be a success, right? I mean, Kim is basically known for her beauty, for her makeup. Wrong. This too was a fail. They were immediately sued for $10 million by another beauty brand also called Chroma. So they rebranded Chroma to Kardashian Beauty, which also failed. Most people I feel like would have given up at this point, but not the Kardashians. They have like a revolving door of brand launch, brand fail. Start a new business, that flops too. Like, how many disastrous business attempts can one family have? Hundreds, actually. Because then came the KKW beauty line. Launched during an era of full coverage makeup, beauty gurus, makeup YouTube, and Kim's own height of fame, you'd think that this would be the one brand that would garner them success, right? Of course not. After only 4 years of business, KKW also went down the shitter. So obviously Momager Chris is watching all this happen and she's like, bloody hell, where am I going so wrong? Why are all these businesses failing when my daughters are so famous? Then she realized it seemed as though the older sisters were becoming a bit stale since all their brands were failing. So I guess Chris decided that now was the best time to roll out the younger models. Enter Kendall and Kylie with their debut novel, Rebels, City of Indra, the story of Lex and Livia.
This is what you guys do. The Kardashians, the Jenners, they go, I want to do something, and you just go out and you just do it. You go out, we want to write a book, and you do it.
Got one life to live, why not?
What made you write a young adult novel, or made you want one?
I've always been interested and we love
Doing some type of book or something.
Yeah, so it was awesome, and
I think we wanted to do something different too. We didn't want to do like the typical thing that you would just expect.
Like a cookbook or a fashion
exactly.
tip
So
book
we
or
just
something.
took it to another level.
Because this is like, this is deep. This is like a Hunger Games type of Divergent type of
like
deal.
a sci-fi dystopia, so.
Yeah, dystopia? Yeah, pretty much. Kendall and Kylie Jenner, Rebels, City of Indra.
We were led to believe that child proteges Kendall and Kylie wrote the sci-fi book themselves, but of course they didn't. Can you really see those two sitting down writing a novel like as serious authors at that age? What a joke. I don't even know who thought this was going to do well. Of course it didn't. It too flopped, and the author who actually wrote the book, Maya Sloan, was heavily trolled for taking part in the project. Will we mention Kendall Jenner's embarrassing part to play in the Fire Festival disaster? Okay, we will. Kendall was reportedly paid $275,000 to promote the festival on her Instagram as a luxurious festival where revelers could hang out with celebrities, models, fashionable pigs, and generally live life like the rich and famous for a few days. It turns out the punters were instead treated to mud, flailing tents, soggy sandwiches before being unceremoniously dumped on the island.
Kendall Jenner has agreed to settle a lawsuit for her part in promoting that now infamous Fire Festival.
On Monday, Jenner agreeing to pay $90,000 to the trust. In 2017, she was allegedly paid over $250,000 for this since-deleted Instagram post plugging the party. Debtors allege in court documents that she did not indicate to the public that she was paid to promote the festival.
The less said about Fire Festival, the better, but you'd think that that might make Kendall and her sisters more cautious about what they promote, wouldn't you? Not so, because in 2017, Kendall and Kylie decided it would be a good idea to launch a line of vintage t-shirts that featured famous musicians like Tupac and Biggie on them, but with Kendall and Kylie's faces superimposed over the top of them. Again, I'm no career expert, I'm not a manager, but even I could have told them that this wasn't going to go down well. Kendall and Kylie were sued for copyright infringement, accused of cultural appropriation and exploiting black and deceased artists. Biggie's mum was most displeased. She said, "I'm not sure who told Kendall and Kylie that they had the right to do this, but the disrespect of these girls to not even reach out to me or anyone connected to the estate baffles me. I have no idea why they feel they can exploit the deaths of Tupac and my son Christopher to sell a t-shirt. This is disrespectful, disgusting, and exploitation at its worst." Very well said. What an eloquent woman. Anyway, needless to say, the girls were forced to issue a public apology and the t-shirts were swiftly removed from the website like they never happened. And now we have been gifted Kai by Kylie Jenner. Just what the world needs, another celebrity influencer fashion line. And of course, considering this line is associated with Kylie Jenner and her family, it must also be launched with an element of drama. I mean, it wouldn't be a proper brand launch for them without some disaster attached to it. Enter creative director, stylist, and fashion consultant Betsy Johnson, who has slammed Kylie for copying her designs. Betsy, who has worked with labels like Balenciaga,
This just
Louis
another
Vuitton,
of
and
this
Kanye
issue
West on their fashion designs,
happened
approached
recently.
Kylie's team with her own designs, concepts, language, and line sheets, which I don't have any clue what they are. It's obviously a fashion thing. This was unpaid, but she was obviously hoping that this was going to lead to some lucrative opportunity. She was clearly hoping that Kylie would adopt her designs and work alongside her to launch Kai. But instead of working with her, Kylie and her team allegedly went on to steal her designs and launch them for Kylie's own label, Kai.
Kylie Jenner is being accused of stealing her concept for her clothing line Kai from designer Betsy Johnson. In this caption describing the concept of Kai by Kylie Jenner, it says, "Kai will release frequent capsules through collaborations with designers, other brands, and cultural figures. The collection, created in collaboration with Berlin-based brand Namelia, will be available November 1st. Namelia, remember that name. Betsy Johnson said that Products is a space I have created to collaborate with artisanal experts, companies, brands, and corporations to explore products. So much like Kai, with her project, she also was collaborating with other brands and designers, yada, yada, yada. Betsy Johnson also said, trash move from Namelia also. Now remember, Namelia is Kai by Kylie Jenner's first collaborator. Betsy Johnson has also worked with Namelia in the past. Betsy Johnson also posted this picture of Kylie in a faux leather trench coat that is from the first collection of Kai with the caption dead. Probably because she feels the design is so close to her current design.
The problem with Kylie is not that she's a bad person or she's a mean girl or anything like that. On the contrary, I think she's really sweet. I just think perhaps she's not made for the business world. It seems that she is following her sister's road to failure instead of taking her own path. That's probably because it's not Kylie who's doing the driving at all, but her momager Kris. Kylie is basically just the figurehead. She's not the brains behind the operation. Instead of focusing her time and attention on like 1 or 2 brands that she genuinely believes in and is genuinely passionate about and is genuinely going to put her time and attention into, she's just launching brand after brand after launch after brand after launch after failure after brand after launch in a cheap attempt to grab in as much money as possible before her star fades, before she dissolves into irrelevancy, which must be such a terrifying prospect for her. Hey guys, editing Stephanie here. I forgot all about Drink Sprinter. Can someone tell me what the point of Drink Sprinter is? And also, can someone tell me why every celebrity and influencer has gone from launching their own makeup and skincare line, was annoying but it kind of made sense, to now launching alcohol brands? Like we've got Kendall Jenner and Drink 182, or what's it called? Drink 818. The Rock, Conor McGregor, now Kylie Jenner. Everyone's launching drinks. Does this branding scream Kylie Jenner to you? Because I would not associate this drink with Kylie Jenner. Tell me your theories in the comments down below because I'm going to be reading them because I just don't get the bloody point of this. It's kind of like launch as many businesses as you can, as fast as you can, it doesn't matter what they are, while you have a big following so you can squeeze out as much money as possible, you can monetize your audience for all they're worth, you can maintain your luxurious lifestyle and your private jet and your $200 million homes. And so what do you get as her fans? You get a bunch of different brands and products that have no connection to each other, let alone Kylie Jenner. She's literally throwing brands at the wall to see what sticks. If one fails, that's okay, just sweep it under the carpet like it never happened and move on to the next. Like a desperate attempt to cling to fame and relevancy and a greedy attempt to make as much money as possible in the shortest amount of time. I think the reason why Kylie's fans are becoming a little bit, shall we say, disillusioned with her is because there's no relatability there anymore. There's no personal connection. It's all perfectly posed Instagram pictures, perfectly filtered selfies, and extravagant displays of ostentatious wealth while the rest of the population is struggling in a cost of living crisis. But if you've ever felt scared of failing or embarrassed by the prospect, take heart. You probably haven't failed as many times as Kylie and her sisters. But I have to be honest, guys, in my personal opinion, I really respect them for their hustle. I do genuinely appreciate that they don't take failure lying down. Every time something they've launched has bitten the dust, they just scrape it up, pop it in the trash, act like it didn't happen, and move on to the next. I need to learn from that attitude. I mean, I've had YouTube videos, right? This is my personal example, that have done abysmally. Like they've gotten a tiny amount of views and a ton of hate comments, and I'm just looking at it and I'm like, why am I shit? So I find Kylie and her sister's determination to succeed very, very inspiring. And mostly, we all love a trier, don't we? So it does make me wonder, why does it feel as though people are gunning for Kylie and her sisters to fail? Why does it seem like people are praying for their downfall? I keep seeing videos about Kylie going broke. I mean, even a respected Australian newspaper even has an article about Kylie going broke and living beyond her means, and I'm like, could this be true? Apparently, Kylie has been desperately trying to sell her Beverly Hills mansion since 2022. And I can understand why. The damn thing has 9 bathrooms. I know Kylie has a big bum now, but seriously, who needs 9 bathrooms? Imagine having to clean 9 bathrooms. She initially listed the mansion for $21 million, but when it failed to sell, she took it off the market for a while before relisting it at the lesser price of a mere $17.9 million. So essentially, she's still paying a mortgage on her McMansion, whilst also still paying a mortgage on her main home. Records show that she still owes $13 billion in mortgage debt on that home alone, which she bought for $36 million.
Wow.
Any need. I'm no financial advisor. In fact, I'm pretty shit with money myself, but I am trying to learn. And even I can see that that probably wasn't a sound financial investment. Not to mention all the other costs and expenses that come from owning so many expensive homes. Far from being a flex of wealth, these flashy McMansions could actually be causing Kylie to hemorrhage money. Over to you, Michelle.
I think that these celebrities are not as wealthy as we think they are, especially Kylie Jenner. Not that Kylie Jenner is like struggling or anything. I don't think she's like close to being homeless, but I think that she lives well beyond her means, and that's why she has a new business venture every 3 to 5 days. Kylie Jenner has multiple homes in Southern California, and it's an estimated $80 million in real estate. Do you know how much it costs to upkeep $80 million in real estate? Not only is she paying the mortgage on each house, she's paying for the gardening and the landscaping. She's paying for the security systems in all 3 houses and on her person. She also has her own private jet, $73 million. And that doesn't even include the cost to staff the plane or store the plane. There's also rumors that Kylie Cosmetics is going bankrupt, which wouldn't surprise me. I don't see anyone use it anymore, but it makes sense. And it's why she keeps coming out with random businesses. She needs money to upkeep her lifestyle because she lives well beyond her means. All of the people that work for her that she has to pay, the nannies, the publicists, all of the people that work for her businesses. I read she had like 10 cars or something. She is not passionate about any of this stuff. She's throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks so she can make a buck off of you.
Now, I don't want to disappoint anyone, but I don't think Kylie Jenner is going broke anytime soon. She got a reported $600 million for her Kylie Cosmetics sale to Cody. Now, of course, she won't have been able to keep the $600 million, like the tax man would take a huge chunk. I think she reportedly got to keep about half of that, but I don't think that Kylie is going to end up destitute anytime soon. However, in saying that, I can understand where these rumors began. According to the cake maker Amy Yip, she was approached by an event planning company on Kylie's behalf to create a fancy cake for an event she was holding. Amy, obviously over the moon with this potential opportunity, held off all orders for the coming month and was prepared to pay her own travel and accommodation to create the cake for the event. She alleges that Kylie's team then requested she create a deck detailing the kinds of cakes she could create for Kylie's event. Amy says she spent hours creating the deck, only to be then told that Kylie doesn't have the budget to pay for the cake. Despite the fact that Amy says she told Kylie's team on their very first email encounter her prices. So it's like, why did they string her along? Why did they get her hopes up, request that she spend her precious time creating a deck for them if you don't have the money to pay for the damn cake to begin with? Obviously, Kylie's team asked Amy to take her Instagram expose down, which she flatly refused to do. She said she hadn't signed any NDAs and she would be keeping her Instagram post up. But she didn't. It seems as though Kylie and her team won because Amy did indeed take her post down after she was messaged by Kylie Jenner herself. How could Kylie and her team not be able to afford to pay Amy to create a cake, yet Kylie reportedly owns her own private jet and by all accounts uses it quite frequently? Those things aren't cheap. I think when Kylie's team reached out to Amy, they were expecting her to be like, you know what guys, I'll do it for free in return for exposure. This is what generally happens in this industry. I don't think Kylie and her team ever expected to have to pay Amy for her creation. And so when Amy was like, this is how much my cake costs, they were like, oh, sorry, we don't have any budget. The reason Kylie became so popular in the first place was because her fans could relate to her. Here was a girl who was arguably the most quote-unquote unattractive sister in her family. She was the ugly duckling, the underdog. People feel protective of the underdog and they will them to succeed. So when she started rising up the ranks of her family, people were so proud of her. They were like, yes, go Kylie. Prove the haters wrong. You got this, girl. But then she became too successful. She became the self-proclaimed King Kylie. Here she was traveling in private jets, showing off her walk-in wardrobe for her bloody handbags alone.
Hey guys, we are in my purse closet. You might have seen it on my Snapchat or my Instagram. This is pretty much where I keep all my purses. I made a little room for them in my house and I did this all custom so they all could have like a little home and be lit up really pretty.
We all know she comes from wealth and privilege. There's no need to rub it in people's faces. Like, it's obnoxious. Then there's the fact that she seems to do very little with her wealth bar spoil herself. Now look, maybe she does it in secret, but I haven't heard of Kylie Jenner making any significant charitable donations or using her wealth and fame for the benefit of others at all. Actually, I'm lying. I do recall hearing that Kylie and her team donated $1 million to Australia when we had our hectic bushfires. We appreciate that. But it does make me wonder, when she has as much money and as much wealth and as much privilege as she likes us to believe, surely you would want to offload some of that to people who are less fortunate than you. If not for their benefit, then surely you would do it for your own benefit. Like, would you not do it for the good karma alone? And the weird thing is that Kylie always says whenever she has the opportunity that she would rather not be famous. She was not made for this life.
Some people are born for this life and some people aren't, and I just know I'm not supposed to be famous. I'm not supposed to be famous.
And I do believe her. But also, she is filthy rich. She could literally retire today, never have to work another day in her life, and live extremely comfortably. So why doesn't she? Why launch brand after failed brand? Like, why the cash grab? I smell desperation in the air. Go and live your life in privacy with your precious children. Like, focus your attention on them instead of launching all these other brands just to make a few extra bucks when you already have so much. Unless, of course, she doesn't have as much as she says. The Kardashian-Jenner clan are a bit like McDonald's. They seem to supersize everything, even going so far as to inflate their earnings and their bank accounts in order to appear more successful and more wealthy than they really are. Now, I find celebrity culture a very strange phenomenon. It's very curious to me. I love to deep dive, I love to look into it further, and I love to peer behind the curtain. And in this instance, I'm like, surely Kylie hasn't managed to blow all the money she's made. Surely her funds aren't really dwindling that much that she's getting desperate and trying to make more cash to uphold her luxurious lifestyle. Surely she can't have blown through $300 million in just a few short years. But if you look at her Instagram, it seems it is possible because because she's certainly not scrimping. The way that rich people maintain their wealth is that they don't spend it. They invest it wisely. They're not trying to be all showy and fly on private jets. They're investing their money wisely so that their money works for them and they can continue staying rich, because we've all heard of the celebrities who started off rich and famous who went broke. When you live beyond your means, it's very, very hard to uphold. So I wonder, is this what's happening with Kylie Jenner? And if it is, that's something we can all learn from, because financial stability is very, very important.
True. Thank you, Stephanie. Oh my God. Well, that's the truth anyways. Kylie, to me, is not even near anywhere being broke, because all right, you guys see in the comment section.